Oh, they look.
This is better.
They look way
Perfect.
better now. Hey,
Perfect.
we keep getting this momentum, man. We might have to take y'all up on that studio.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Bomb Diddy.
It's a blessing. Wait a minute. It's wrong. 1, 2. Is that better?
Mhm.
Okay.
We are on live. We are now live.
Yo, 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 yo.
Hello.
Hi.
Such a pleasure. Man, I don't know how excited y'all that are watching this YouTube channel or this Facebook Live or whatever it is. You know, I always bring the #1 celebrities that I know into the city. When I know the celebrities, I bring them to y'all, right? So tonight is going to be one of those nights where we rocking with some of the hottest celebrities, one of the celebrity couples in the 7 cities.
Yes, a power couple.
The power couple.
In their own right.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm Kelvin.
And I'm LaTanya. And we're the Doolies.
And this is
Marriage, Business, and Ministry.
Well, man, welcome.
Welcome.
Those of y'all that are tuning in, please do us a favor. Hey, bring me that new box. Those of y'all tuning in, we're excited. We're excited. What's the break? We're excited. We're excited about tonight.
Yes.
Tonight we're discussing a subject that, if you're married, it's a subject that you want to talk about.
Okay.
It's a subject, if you're married, you want to talk about it. We're going to come off the cuff. We're just going to have a great conversation with two powerful, wonderful, outstanding, well-known, well-spoken, well-adored, well-admired couple in the 7 cities. I know them personally, but listen, I'm going to get them to introduce themselves. All right, family, introduce yourself to the world that may not know you, but the whole world knows you. Let's go.
We were trying to wait and see who you were talking about.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. W.C. Brown, and this is my beautiful, sexy, fine, delicious wife.
Right.
Yeah, just want to supper up with a biscuit.
Yes, sir.
Better than sliced bread.
Yeah, we are the Browns, and we are here in our studios here in Virginia Beach, at our SKST TV radio podcast studios, and we just finished our show. We have a show here called Beyond the Vows, which is heard every Tuesday night at 7 here on the network, and just blessed to have a lot of things we have our hands in. We also the Big Mind Group, which is our entertainment company. She's the money lady. She's the CEO, the head honcho. You know,
I run New York. That's what he's really trying to say. I run it. Okay.
Welcome to
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. See, I tell people I'm the boss in my house, and she gave me permission to say it. You know, and people may know I'm on radio and 101.9 The Groove, and also have an international music video show called Diverse City, and which we just went over 2 million viewers, and I'm really happy about that.
Wow.
My wife and I both were in a movie together. I starred in a movie called Church Folk, where I played the pastor of a dysfunctional church. Not that we have any dysfunctional churches or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, we don't have that. So I'm blessed.
I want to smack the pastor right now. They won't let me.
Yeah, exactly. So I was blessed to be in 2 movies, and we're actually filming our 3rd movie called The Kingdom of Kush. And we're both of them. I'm playing Mark Anthony. What's so funny about these movies? She always asks. She'll be like, "Are you kissing anybody in this movie?" I said, cause if you are, you better get a stunt double. I'm like,
Not your lips.
yeah.
That would
And,
be an instant divorce,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Not playing.
And we both are at the Renewal Outreach Center. I'm the Minister of Music. She is the awesome worship leader and evangelist. And let me just tell you, being able to be in ministry with this woman here has taught me so much. She always reminds me that when I was in the military, she was still in elementary school. Something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, sugar
So,
daddy.
yeah. So it's reverse robbing the cradle. But what's crazy is we found out that we were born in the same hospital 11 years apart.
Wow.
Wow.
11 years apart, y'all was in the same hospital.
Yep. Portsmouth
Wow.
General Hospital. I was 59 and she was 70.
And
Oh my
now
God.
you on that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
All right, so listen, before we go further, we finna dive into this. We gotta do our sponsors first. My baby got new boxes. Man,
okay.
let me tell you something, man. J&K Style Grill is going places, man. Look at that. Huh? Hey, give me that bowl over there, man.
Oh, we official.
We are official. See you later. We are official. We're about to open up her third location. We're in the where we just came into a nail salon. We got a business partner that does the nail salon with us. We got a lot of hands and a lot of stuff, just like you guys are very busy. So we always want to shout out our sponsors. Yep. Thank you. Her new bowls are in. Yeah. So her new bowls are in. So, and I tell folks all the time, don't get mad when you see these in the trash can. Don't get mad when you see these on the side of the road. Just know her father was like Richard, and I understand the progress of marketing.
Right.
I want this to be in everybody's trash can. I want this to be found on the side of the road, so you can be like, man, I saw that girl on Instagram. I know that box right there. Yeah, with another man's trash is another man's treasure.
His treasure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We also got the Moon Group. Tell about the Moon Group.
Well, we just don't know tax. Well, we just don't do taxes. We know taxes. So contact us to do your taxes or your bookkeeping needs. The Moon Group.
We also got Empower Lounge with Ebony Cuffy. You know Ed. You know Ebony, man. Yeah. I think that's all the sponsors we got.
Men.
Also sponsored by the Greater Man Foundation, where we're mentoring today's youth to become great citizens. We also want to give a shout out to Sweet Bees Bakery.
Yeah.
Sweet Bees is a cheese business or business in our all of our restaurants right now. Also Jay's Bakery, which is all the dessert. Jay's been with us almost since the conception. She is the cake girl for J&K Style Grills, all of our locations. So that's all that out the way. So tonight we're going to talk about, like the preachers say, for the next 19 minutes or so, it'll be about an hour. We want to talk about gaining. We're gaining momentum. We're gaining momentum in our marriage. Guys, again, those that are on here right now, if you have not gotten in on any of our subjects here in the last couple of sessions, this is one that you want to get in on, because this is more on the positive side of marriage and where your marriage should be going. Momentum is gaining. I'm gaining ground. We're speedily moving in a direction that is beneficial and parallel to our marriage being what we both have desired for it to be. Where there's no momentum, there is no movement, and that means where there's no movement, let me use the word dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's no life where there's no movement. So, guys, listen here. We're going to talk to the Browns about Bishop hit me up. Dr. Brown hit me and told me that they're in a great place right now. So that's where I came up with the subject of we're gaining momentum because he said, the man, the headship of his house saying, we're in a better place, which means we're moving to where it is that we desire for our marriage to be. Talk to me about a little bit about that, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. What does it mean, your marriage? Matter of fact, tell us how long you guys have been married, how long you guys have been married, how many children you got, and what does gaining momentum in your marriage mean to you at this moment?
Well, it's funny that you're using this, or blessed that you're using this. We just came back from Atlanta. We're in a recording booth, and we were nominated for some awards down in Atlanta. And as we got on the plane, and I think Maria was starting to listen to something. I went to movies on, starting to listen to movies. But as we were on the plane, we were sitting there and being in preparation. Mm-hmm. We're told to put our seatbelt on, store our tray table, make sure all our luggage is everything, is locked and everything, seat upright, for our takeoff. And as the plane began to move back out of the whatever you call it, moving back, and it was doing it very slowly. And I know that the pilots were looking behind, and then you had somebody behind with the thing going like this, and then they said, you're ready now to go towards the runway. And once you got to the runway, it was still some caution because you had to see. I'm looking. I know the pilot was like looking to see what else was coming on and getting the instructions and getting the go ahead to go ahead down the taxiway. And then we started gradually going until there was so much momentum that the pilot said, okay, now it's time to lift off. That's just how marriage is. We talked about a 3, 6, 9 kind of thing. That first 3 months is like the honeymoon stage. Everything is hunky-dory. Everything is lovely. You can't do nothing wrong. You're so in love, you both melt each other's arms and stuff like that. And then you get to around the 6th month, you start seeing some things that might be of concern. You might start seeing some behaviors that you did not see before the I do's. And then you try to navigate through that, and then you get to the 9th month and you're trying to figure out, got through that 6th month, but do I want to continue this, going forward? And then that same cycle starts all over again. Because we talked on our show tonight, we may have a big argument, a disagreement, but we come back together, and we build it, and we're back to that lovey stage, but knowing that we may go back to that 6 month or that 9 month stage. But we do it together. So that's how we the more you do a consistency, okay, just like a train, you move, get off that platform, and then once they know the track is clear, you're gone, But we have to be committed to do that together and not apart. We had somebody on our show, and I'm not going to take all her time. We somebody on our show last week that was saying, if the man gets mad, gets out of bed, goes in the living room with his blanket, then the wife, you get up out the bed and go in the living room with your blanket and says, you may be mad, but we're going to be out here mad together.
We're going to be mad together. Wisdom.
Yeah.
And to answer your questions, we've been married.
Oh, yeah. Been married. Yeah, go ahead.
He'll never answer the question. He always go beyond. But anyway,
that's on the show. Beyond that.
We've been married for 13 years, and
Together 14.
Together 14. And we have how many kids?
Total?
Well,
15.
To what?
15. I have 10, she has 5, so we're a blended family.
Yes. Yes.
I wanted 10. I'm not lying.
Man, we are a blended family.
Yeah.
We are.
A lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of us. But we're all working together and we're loving each other even more, even though, our family is growing and they're going their different ways and, starting life, and it's an adjustment. And especially for me, I know when I met Will, a lot of his children were already there, but now he's helping me to go through that with the kids that I brought into the marriage, and it is something, an adjustment, but God is taking me through along with his help. So I'm grateful to God, and I'm so grateful for the momentum, because I love what you said. You said what do you say? Without
Without momentum,
I
you're
was
dead.
huh?
Is it without momentum, you're dead?
Yes.
No.
And it's so important that we keep it moving. We're getting stronger. We're getting better. Um, we haven't mastered everything, but we are definitely on that road. And I believe if just like it is with a person that runs, but just like when they talk about winning the race, it's not how fast you go or how slow you go, as long as you get to that finish line. But then you can't let those bystanders in the right and the left distract you from getting to the finish line. So I'm just so grateful to God, that God has given us the opportunity um, to run this race and to run it together. He's not outdoing me, I'm not outdoing him, but we're doing this thing together. And if we come across a hill that we got to climb, then we take that hill step by step, and we're not going to let anything stop us from getting to where we need to be, because we have children that are looking at us. We have other people that are watching us, and and we are committed. We committed to do what we have to do to make this work.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like the word committed. This is what I hear when I hear committed. Let me see. Let me stop. You have anything?
No, go ahead.
So when I hear the word committed, when we're talking about momentum, and I like the analogy you was using with the train. The train makes so much sense to me. Old school days, the train never functioned unless it had coal in it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
The train couldn't get anything going. The wheels wouldn't turn, whatever it was. It did not have if it did not have coal, and it did not have something that was causing pressure enough to get the wheels to moving. That's what I feel like commitment does as we are married. Tanya and I have been married 25 years. We're in marriage counseling right now, which is the commitment. Just because we've been together 25 years, just like you say, doesn't mean that we're operating in a perfect marriage. Now that we got time, but we don't have perfection.
Gotcha.
The one thing we do that has us looking at each other as the only way and the only true way is because we have committed to one another no matter what. We're going to stand on our vows through sickness and health, through rich or poor, through all of this. Those are the commitments that allow us to get on that train track of momentum.
Right.
When everybody else falls short, when everybody else around us, I want to get divorced. I don't see him this way. I don't see her this way.
Right.
This and that. We can tell they're not committed to the vow. They're committed to the infatuation that got them. Okay, I done had sex with Tanya a million times.
Right.
After time number 10, it's the same. So what else? What other values do you bring that makes us be committed outside of she's beautiful, I love her, I like how she fit? What's next? Where are we going? Where are we going together, or what does our commitment to each other look like that will help us stay on the train track of momentum?
Right. And also part of momentum is you got to be able to grow. And what I mean by grow, Maria was listening to something, not I guess last week or not too long ago, and what I heard was that the husband had all this responsibility that the wife, and it sounded to me when I was listening, it sounded like the wife didn't have to do nothing. You know, everything was put on the man. And I started listening to her. I said, well, wait a minute, what does she got to do? You know, um, said that when she's pointing out something to you that you're doing wrong, instead of getting mad for her pointing it out, God may be trying to show you that you're deficient in some area.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You
what
know,
he said. Yeah.
and in the process of growing and having the momentum to not be perfect, but striving for perfection, is learning from each other,
Absolutely,
even when it hurts.
absolutely.
Because if it hurts me and I don't accept it, then that momentum stalls.
Right.
Just like a play in the middle, it stalls and it's not moving. And somebody has got to say, you know what, you're right. And as soon as you say you're right, and I'm gonna be better by that, and that doesn't make you a weak person. If my wife tells me I'm doing something, she does it all the time. You know, she points out something all the time, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, you stop beating me up." But then when I go back and look at it, I'm like, she's looking out for me. So when I go back and say, "Honey, you are right," and that train is that chugging, still going. That momentum is still building.
And
You
he
know,
also used the example of um, the wife is the heart, the nucleus of the family.
Mhm.
So she keeps the blood pumping. She makes sure that everybody eats. She makes sure everybody clothes are washed. Make sure this is done. Make sure that is done. The house is everything that's flowing. The bills are being paid. And the husband, his responsibility is to protect the heart. So that includes
Good.
me.
That's
That
good.
includes the children.
Wow.
Yeah,
That includes the
protector.
grandchildren.
Right.
So
Wow.
he becomes the protector. You know, under the leadership of God. Good God Almighty. So he got us
Wow.
covered all the way around. But we have to understand our role and our responsibility, because if we don't understand our responsibility and our role, we're not going to grow. So if Will decides to leave the left side hanging, then that means the enemy can come in and do what he got to do to our family.
I
And
like
he's actually opening the door to allow the enemy to come in to stop that flow.
Mhm.
And before you know it, instead of us going like this, we're going to be slowing down and trying to figure out how we're going to catch back up and what are we going to do. That momentum is leaving and something is actually dying,
Mhm.
you
And
know?
if I don't protect the heart or even abuse the heart,
Mm,
after a while you get a heart attack.
man.
You know, so and I see how that,
Wow.
and you don't want to abuse. We don't want to abuse our heart. We want to live a long time.
Right.
So I want this heartbeat to live forever.
Just
You
like I
know,
want you to live forever too.
yeah, and it's my job. And so in order to do that, I have to make sure I'm right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
that.
I have to make sure the heartbeat is comfortable with the protector,
Oh wow.
because
Okay.
if the heartbeat is on the on the fence about being protected,
Mm.
then that heart's gonna be jacked up.
All of us will.
And everybody that she takes care of and falls under the purview of her heartbeat is just jacked up.
It's just like
And so you got another jacked up
yeah,
generation.
it's just like having a heart outside of the body. What's the need of the body if the heart's not in it?
Right,
So
right.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
Ooh,
I
it's,
love that analogy. I'm still like, wow.
yeah. It
I
makes you
love
really
that.
think. it really makes you think about what God designed you to be, and you not being afraid to take on that role.
Yeah.
And not being afraid. Yeah, there's gonna come some times that you're gonna be challenged. Things are gonna come up. But you got to keep going. You can't stop. You know, um, this train is going to its destination.
Yes, girl.
All right, and we ain't letting nothing stop this train. Okay, we're not letting it stop. So I'm just so grateful and thankful to God for the opportunity to serve, and the opportunity to be this man's wife. Um,
And
oh
that speaks volumes. Just that alone
yeah,
speaks volumes to other married couples to hear a wife, to hear a wife put her husband in the position or place that he needs to be in, where she sees value enough to say what you just said. A lot
mhm.
of men, and my mama used to say this, or my mother used to say this to me all the time. Kevin, you better be grateful that you got a wife that you got. Because everybody don't have your caliber of a
Come
wife.
on here.
Got your back, that does this, that loves you, that puts you. If you look at some of the relationships of the people around you,
Right.
you can see the value, which also keeps the momentum of us loving our hearts to the
Mhm.
point where we overlove them. I want to
Mhm.
overlove my wife. I want her to be
Oh,
overly feel knowing that she has a husband that solely sees her, loves her, cherishes her, puts her in her right place so that she can then put me and astound me to be the man and push me and catapult me to be the man that I'm supposed to be, not just for
Right.
her, not just for our family, but what God created us to be for the world.
Yeah,
amen.
yeah, yeah.
We're not just doing marriage
I,
for just us.
right. I want to, the word suffocate is may not be a positive word. I want to suffocate my wife with my love in a good way.
That's a
You
great
know what I'm
way.
saying?
Okay, yeah.
I want her to be like, oh Lord, I know if I bend this way, he gonna look at me, he gonna touch me. It's like second nature. You know, I know he's gonna. We talked tonight about things that are traditional, and like what we talked about. We took from our dinner date that night about our things. Just tradition
Are
that we
we
do.
remember
Are we
if we was
obligated to?
to say I love you? Remember
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
what he was saying.
all that,
Yeah.
all this got to be, got to be second nature. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about when the Bible says, husbands, love your wives
Mm.
as Christ loved the church. When I think about Christ giving his life, he took that one moment and says, Lord, God, if this be possible, take this from me, but never, you know, and if he had not died,
Mm.
we would not be where we are. So this is no joke when you take on a role as a husband, because if Christ gave his life, sacrificed his life, husband, we gotta sacrifice everything. All those
Mm.
behaviors we had from when we were single, we got to be committed, to say, hey, listen, that's not even important anymore. What's important is my main mission in life is to please God and make sure my wife keeps the best smile on her face.
That's awesome.
It
I love that.
is.
Wow, wow. A lot of old heads and a lot of new heads can learn a lot about what you're talking about on tonight. The not giving up and knowing your roles and just the commitment is more than just a commitment. It's a covenant. It's more than just a promise. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
And you can't
yeah,
just give up being black. You can't just give up being who you are. You are
right,
who you are, and that's what marriage go. You are one now.
yeah.
So that commitment, that not giving up, and that knowing your role, that's some serious stuff. When you, it's just not love. It's a whole arena.
It is, and it's something to really think about. And if you understand how important your role is in life, I mean, because um, God has given us such precious gifts, and we got to learn how to be very delicate, and cherish them. You know, we're not living forever. Everybody's not living forever, but we
No, no,
gotta
no.
we gotta appreciate what we have, and to really nurture it and to take care of it to the best of our ability. You know, every time I think about Will being the protector of the heart, which is me and the kids and the grandchildren and the family, he taken the blows that the enemy would try to bring our way. So, in order for him to be strong, I got to be strong too to help him, because not only is the blood flowing from this heart, but it's flowing from my heart to his, and from
Mhm.
his to mine, and then I give it back to them, and then they give it back to me to give to him. So it's a whole cycle. So I got to be able to do my part. And if I decide, well, shoot, I don't feel like doing it today, I'm quitting. Everybody gonna die because
Good.
if,
That's good.
I'm serious,
That's
everybody's
good.
gonna die because if I'm forget it, I'm not gonna do this today because I don't feel like it. My husband, he's gonna lose that momentum, and so is my kids. And I don't want nothing to happen. Now you know us women, we don't look. I got three things: don't mess with my man, don't mess with my children, don't mess with my money. Okay, those are three things. Don't do it because I got something for you. Okay, I got something for you. But I can't do that to my own family. Just like the the vow says, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. He talking about the outsiders, but he also talking about you. Don't you put
That's
it
good.
asunder either.
That's good. That's no
So
man. You
you
talking
got
real
to
good.
understand what you got.
Mhm.
Appreciate what you got, and don't let nobody talk about what you got. It's yours.
True.
It's a
True.
gift that God has given. So yeah, I had, and it's amazing because this is my second marriage, and I was saying to the audience on the podcast, it's amazing how I'm just really learning how to be married. You know, I'm just really learning it. And I'm telling you, it took God to really help me to get there. I was telling them tonight that I feel like when He allow you to be married, that He puts this mirror in front of you, and you're looking at yourself and you're seeing all these flaws, and you're not really you're not really liking what you see, but God's really trying to get you to see yourself as He sees you. And there's some things about you that God wants to change, and He'll use your spouse to help you to be a better you.
Yeah,
That's how I see
yeah,
it.
yeah. And we had to be examples. And let me just tell y'all, Maria's lips look so good when she be talking. I'm trying to concentrate.
Sucker.
Help him,
So,
Lord.
so and I
I
was saying
love it. I
earlier,
love it.
we have to be examples. We have a responsibility to help nurture other couples. Okay, we just do. We have to not just teach them, but we have to show them, what God has designed, what God has designed marriage to be. And and the enemy, marriage, we're seeds.
Mhm.
And if the enemy can kill the seeds, then the offspring don't have a chance
Ooh,
to grow.
my God.
And we have to be. I mean, it got real deep, especially like on social media. Being real careful about calling somebody sweetheart. Baby,
I
we
hate
may
that.
think it's
Oh, I hate that.
innocent.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We may think it's innocent, but we may have just planted the wrong seed.
Huh, you better
And
know
then they
it.
will start disrespecting this one
Huh,
because I
don't
done
come
made
this
somebody
way.
feel,
Hmm.
oh, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the other. And I listen to my wife because I'm that kind of person. I sometimes I don't think nothing of it, you know. And this discernment that she has, let me tell you something, brother. When I found out what this heartbeat does, I was asleep one night. I was hurting so bad, my stomach was hurting, and she put her hand on my stomach. I never said anything. She just put her hand on my stomach and she began to pray. So later on, I'm going back in a deep sleep. And when I wake up to go to the bathroom, she's in the bed speaking in tongues, telling the devil, if you want him, you got to come through me. Let me tell you something. I had the best night's sleep, I say, because she's sitting there guarding the gate while I'm snoring. You know, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's one thing for a wife to have confidence in her husband, but for a husband to know that his wife is standing prostrate on his behalf, especially when us knucklehead men don't know how to pray and what to pray for, you know.
Yes.
So I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good. I'm so grateful that my wife, my mother, before she died, see, and a lot of people don't know how we got together. If I'm able to tell the story. My mother, just before she died, she said, honey, I was told all the pieces. And she said, honey, I need you to man up because I've seen your wife. And I'm like, oh, here she go, you know. And probably 30 minutes later, my mother closed her eyes for the last time. And she said, but before she did, she said, I said, Mom, how do I know who she is? She said, because you all have stood on the same ground. I had no idea what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
This was back in 2011. And so I was involved with the military doing cyber crimes on these dating websites. You know, we had these guys that were using women's pictures to try to scam money and this, that, and the other. And I was very successful at getting a lot of, you know, arrested and convicted and stuff, you know. And there was one site called Badu. And I went on Badu to close my site because I had real pictures, everything on the site. And I went to delete the site because I was finished with it. When I logged on, her picture was in the middle of all these thumbnails, okay? And I was like, whoa, look at her eyes. And I said, oh, no, that's probably some African man using that woman's picture. But I never deleted the profile. Every day I would go to look at her profile, look at her pictures, to the point where I had her picture on my phone. I would put the phone on the bed in the pillow and act like we were talking at night. I would go to the commissary and, babe, do we need any more detergent? You know, that kind of stuff. So November the 5th, 2012, a year after my mother died, because they know when you're going on their site, you know, when you're visiting.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me a message.
Yeah.
She sent me a message.
Yeah.
Because Obama, there's election day for Obama. And she sent me a message, said, hi, my name is Maria. And you know, I'm on this site looking for friends. What brings you here? And I said, I said, okay, African man, I'm gonna play along with you, you know. And then she said, the picture on your profile, that's Dr. Cynthia Chapman. And I'm like, you know, African people know my mama. She said she was a singer, and I became a singer. I saw her in concert, whatever. And I'm like, what in the world? Okay, I said, okay, they got a little interesting. And then there was another picture on there, which was my brother. She said the other picture, she said, and we never talked, you know, she was typing. She said, that's Mr. Chapman.
Mr. Stanley.
Mr. Stanley. I opened up his account at Wood Forest Bank. I said, okay, well, this must be legit then, you know. And she had asked me, you know, what was I doing? You know, I told my mother had passed. And I said, I moved back to Virginia from New York because my mother passed, wanted me to take over my grandfather's church. She types up, what's the church of that? I said, Garden of Prayer, number 4. She types back, Bishop Samuel Moore. I said, yes, that's my grandfather. She said, I got married in his church in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, what in the world? And it clicked to me because my grandmother, after my grandfather died, my grandmother said they were renting their church to somebody else in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. And she said, all the people do is just shout and tear up the carpets. Had no idea that was her church that was renting my grandfather's church. Okay. So the next day, you know, I typed, I said, Happy Obama Day. Obama had won. And we decided that I was going to give her my number. And at 1:11 in the afternoon, I heard her voice for the first time. Okay. We decided to meet. And when I went back to, because I was in New York checking on my property for a hurricane, I said, we decided, let's meet at her job. And she pulled up in her car, and I kid you not, when she got out the car and started walking, I didn't see her feet move at all.
Oh God.
I started thinking about Tisha and the Addams family. She just glided right to me.
Glided to you. What?
Yeah.
Y'all don't believe the hype.
So we decided
I believe the hype.
each other.
Tell the story, I believe.
I went to her mother's house. Her mother was staying. She was staying with her mother. I went to her mother's house, and I went to her mother's house with bags of groceries for her mother. Never met her before. I just took her mother groceries, and she said, I got on my knee to her mother and asked, could I date her daughter?
Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
And then her mother began to show me videotapes of Maria, directing the choir and stuff like that. Then she puts in this videotape. Maria standing there with this white skirt on with a split in the back.
Oh God.
What were you looking? And it was in my grandfather's church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mind you now, my mother said we have stood on the same ground.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When I saw Maria standing in front of the choir stand, directing the choir, the same place that I stood directing the youth choir 20 years earlier, I kid you not, my mother's voice says, you have stood on the same ground. That's her. What did I do? I was so scared. I was so shaken. I left out of their house.
He ran out of the house and I ran after him. I was like, what's wrong? Is the food bad? Or what's going on? Because my mom had cooked dinner and he was crying. He said, look, I gotta go. I just gotta go. I didn't know what was wrong with him. I said, okay, I just let him go. And then I think about an hour later, he called me back and said that he had heard his mother's voice saying that I was the one.
We stood on the
And that we had stood on the same ground. Now, mind you, I knew that was his grandfather's church, but I did not know that he was musically inclined like that. I didn't know he was choir director over the choir. And listen, when you're in a church, you can stand anywhere and direct. But we directed on the same side, same spot. And that's the thing that really kind of like, that kind of,
And then not knowing, a year before I met her, we went to Bishop Willis Church, my grandma and I, and we were sitting behind this man with a bald head, this lady, and these kids.
Uh-huh.
I had no idea that I was sitting behind who would become my stepchildren.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sitting behind her ex-husband.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had
because her pastor and my mother were best friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that really showed that there is a commitment, not just because my mother prophesied it, but I'm committed to doing. I don't want my mama turning over, going, okay, I make my mama a liar.
Let me tell you something, Brian, about these mamas, right? My mama loves my wife to the point where she would get on me for her. My wife don't know something. My mom pulled me. You know how my mom is, little short, pretty woman.
Yeah.
Pulled me to the side. Don't let me say nothing out the way. My wife will never hear. My daughter never hear. Nobody. She pulls me to the side and she looks her big old son in the eyes and say, "You better not ever mistreat your wife. You better not ever do this. You better not." When I say my mother loves my wife, in love with her, love with her, which also makes me know without a shadow of a doubt that she is satisfied with me being the type of husband I am, with the type of woman that I was able to obtain through all of my foolishness. But here's another question I got for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good one. We about to end this one, man, but this is a good one. Is momentum in your marriage one-sided?
One-sided.
Is it one-sided?
Is it one-sided?
No.
Is momentum in your marriage one-sided?
No. And that just goes back to what I said about this podcast, this thing she was listening to, and they were just telling the man that, and it was a guy talking about this man's got all this responsibility, it's not the wife's responsibility to do this, that, or the other. And I'm going, well, wait a minute now, what is she gonna be doing? You know, I mean, that sounds mighty one sided right there. You know, um, both of us equally have the responsibility because there's no more I. We talked tonight about there's no I in team.
Mhm.
It's both our responsibility. With synergy is when you put everything together.
Mhm.
It's both our responsibilities to make this thing work.
And it's not one sided because the two become one.
It's
So,
one-sided.
yeah, well, okay, in that
I
aspect.
get in that aspect.
But
yeah,
the thing
I got
about
you.
it
I got
is,
you. Good. That's good.
is
Yeah.
the right foot is going together, stepping together. The left
Right.
foot is stepping together. We're in sync. So we're not, and the pace that we're going is both of us at the same pace. That, or just like I said earlier, if I decide to quit, everything's gonna die. If he decides to quit, everything's gonna die. So we both at it together.
Right. So my side, your side, and then our side, which is the
So
one
here's
side.
why I said that. Right. Here's
That's
why I
good.
said
I got you. That was
That's
good,
good.
bro.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that
good.
was good one. So it was you hit the nail on the head. A lot of times what happened is that we want to separate or see momentum as in our marriage as separation. I can't do this without you. You can't. But when we really become committed in the
Mhm.
relationship and our direction is only going forward, then it's us together as one
One doing
that's
it.
fulfilling the catapult of momentum to
Wow.
get us to the destination in which our marriage has been meant to be.
Yeah.
Not for just us, but for all of those that are watching, for those that so it has to be, and I would debate this with anybody, that momentum is one-sided in marriage.
I got you.
Because your last name ain't Marie Johnson.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
It
Exactly.
is
Right.
Marie and it is Marie and W.C. Brown together.
Right.
Right.
Together we stand. Divided is when we become is
Yes.
when we fall apart and we're not operating in the momentum that God created us to be.
Mhm.
But the son is supposed to leave mom and daddy to cleave to his
Lead
wife.
to your wife. That's right.
Makes us one.
That's right.
Mhm.
Everything
Yeah.
that we do for the remainder of our marriage, even in the stages of growth, even in the stages of misunderstanding, even in the stages like you make a great analogy, and I love this about y'all. Y'all so smart, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do
If
you all finish each other's sentences?
Say it again.
Do you all finish each other's sentences?
So we're getting into so me and Tanya's dynamic are a little different. I'm gonna say a little different. We're on the opposite end of the finishing sentences part just yet, because we're literally. I'm not even exaggerating this. We're two ends of a magnet that's going in one direction. We do. Would it be nice to finish the sentence? We haven't gotten there yet. Even in 25 years, we haven't gotten to that point. But here's the catalyst to that. The momentum that we're in now, taking the opportunity to go to counseling that we didn't go, getting a better understanding of why we see things so different, is how we're getting to the place where eventually when I go to say, she'll say, okay, Kevin, you fixing to say the. Yeah, I'm going to say the.
Mhm.
But it takes us getting to the place of knowing that we're two ends of a magnet, but we're still going in the same direction, putting our relationship in the place where it can be developed to become one. To be able to
Yes.
speak these
Yeah.
things, to be able to understand, to be able to finish us, not just finish a sentence. I want my wife to be able to finish my thoughts. I want her
Yes.
to be able to finish her thoughts. I want her to know that my husband been had a long day at work. Let me go ahead and put on this negligee for him. Even if he's too tired to see it, he sees it, but too tired to see it. He's able to see it and know that I was putting forth the effort to allow that type of thing. Or my husband knows that he's on the other side of town, but no, I might be dealing with something, whatever it is, and he sends me one of them little GIF thing, whatever you call them things, or just heart flowing or
Emoji.
emojis or something like
Yeah.
that, just for him to acknowledge that
Mhm.
he loves me. And I
Yep.
needed to, and she might need to hear that because sometimes, just like life, I ain't telling you something about it. Y'all been 13 years, second marriages. We know sometimes we
Mhm.
may not feel like we're loved from our spouse sometimes. And it's
Right.
nothing intentional. It just be like we just had moment throughout our day. And in this
Mhm.
moment, I still need to feel like you love me. I just need to
Right.
Right.
hear it
Right. Right.
sometimes. I just
Yeah.
need to be acknowledged in that fact that, man, I know that even though we might not see eye to eye right now, I'm still the apple of your eye.
Right.
I just got a little twig in it right now.
Yeah. Something Maria always says is, if you love someone, you will pursue them.
Yes.
And so to keep pursuing all the way until God, you close your eyes good, you know, and still, continue to be the puppy love. I still call her my bride. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, and I mean, and then you have to be intentional,
Got to be intentional. Absolutely.
and
Good.
intentional to not where it becomes tradition or obligation, but it's kind of
Like we
hard.
talked about at the
Yeah.
meeting.
So I said, like, I sent her emojis. I sent her this thing that even if I may not have written it, but it speaks my sentiment. I send it to her every day
Mhm.
and try not to miss. And I do it so much to the point where she said, "You didn't send me my thing today." I said, "Oh, I don't do that." And keep your marriage fresh. You know, surprise,
Yes.
surprise, surprise. We went on vacation, a little staycation for our anniversary, and her birthday was 2 days later. Don't ask me what I was thinking, putting those things too close together. So we were in the hotel and we had gone to Ocean Breeze or somewhere, and we sat up there and laid on them cots and we were snoring. You know,
All right.
yeah, you were
You were
snoring.
snoring.
I
Oh
was
my
snoring.
God.
Yes, you were. You were snoring. So
Woo!
anyway, we got back. You got back to the hotel, and it was a beautiful hotel. And I was in the back. I guess sitting on the balcony. And when I came on the balcony, she had this little green thing on. I
Ooh,
spoke in
tasty.
tongues. I said, "Come on outside. I want to see you." Like a child, like a symbol. And it was like
Yes.
I was so it was just so exciting, to just I didn't even expect that. So do the unexpected, but that has better be good. You know what I'm saying? And those things, you never know. It just keeps you guessing on what they gonna do today. What she gonna do? What he gonna? It just I love that feeling of the unknown, which is a good unknown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know that my wife loves her. We got a good relationship, but the unknown is that she may do something that's gonna blow my mind and my socks and my shoes off.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
I
glory.
love that.
Pricking them old toes up.
Woo!
He is so funny. Oh my God.
Man. Hey, listen, so I'm gonna tell you about me. So, Brown, I've been looking online late at night. I'll be up late at night because I can't sleep that well. My mind is on business. My mind is on a lot of stuff. But I've been looking at getting on this AM train, man. I've been thinking about taking about 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days, maybe 2 or 3, and just get on the Amtrak, bro, and
Yep.
go north.
Yep.
I don't care where it stops. Go north. All I want to do really is see trees passing by. That's all I want to do. Maybe see
Yep.
some landscape. Don't have no destination. Don't have this.
I'm
Just
talking about
get
that.
on it and just go and
Yeah.
just be on it. Do something just like you said. Do something exciting, or everybody can get on the plane. Everybody can drive somewhere. But how
Yeah.
often do you hear somebody just get on the train? Let's just ride the train for the day, wherever it takes us
There we
to
go.
our destination.
Yep.
Hmm.
Just being
Yep.
spontaneous like that. I don't really have no plans. We got money in our pocket, so if something happens, we can go get a hotel somewhere. But let's just go. And wherever we feel like we want to get off the train at Boston, DC,
Yeah.
Philly,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. I did that to her. We were in New York. I took her to New York. Took her to a Liberty basketball game, and we were going on the Staten Island ferry. So after we went on the ferry, going back, they charge the arm and a leg just to the taxi to take you 2 miles. Gonna charge you $50, 2 miles. I said, let's get on the city bus. And she said, oh, wait a minute, I'm not no city bus kind of girl.
I said, I'm too bougie for that.
You too bougie. I said, you'll be on that today.
I'm sorry.
Tell her we was on the city bus. Yeah, I said,
I'm so bougie, y'all. I'm sorry.
Stop.
Baby,
I love bougie. Yeah,
I am so bougie.
I want bougie.
I am so bougie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you only live once, and it's take advantage of every opportunity that'll keep your marriage fresh, and keep it alive and keep that momentum going, man.
Yeah, and
That's good.
the only thing I was gonna say is, I heard somebody say, every day choose your spouse, and every day that I wake up, I choose him every day, even when I'm mad as the devil. I still choose him. I said, God, why do you let me love him so much? But
we need that.
yeah, exactly. But you know what? But I really do think that what God is doing, I know for me, is changing my heart, because I know how I get when I get upset, when I get angry, when I get mad. I'm like, okay, look, I can do better by myself. But that's not the way God wants me to be. I can't let my heart be hardened when God's given me something special. And I can't mistreat what the gift that God has given me. And I'm like, God, I said, God, please help my heart. And when you ask God, make my heart like Jesus, you're gonna go through. Because I'm telling you, He's gonna change your heart because you asked him to.
Yeah, because there's a cost in saying yes.
Yes.
There's a cost in saying yes.
You better know what you're saying, because it's coming. And when it's coming, you better be ready for it, because if you really mean it, and if you really love the Lord like you say that you do, you're going to be obedient. It's going to hurt. But guess what? It's going to make you better.
Yeah, because God gives us a purpose and a plan, but what He'll never do is give you the process or tell you the process. Because if a lot of us knew the process, we wouldn't do half the things we do.
We wouldn't do half the stuff we do. I agree with you, bro.
Yes.
I agree with you. Here's the last thing, man. We got to get off him. I could talk to y'all all day long, man. It was great hanging out with y'all, man. We got to really do that date night again. I really
We're looking forward to the next.
Date night was powerful.
Just let us know.
We're spoiled now.
Yeah. That date night thing, man. Even though we had a lot, I think that date night was more powerful than we really recognized it to be.
Yeah.
Did I wish we would have had a little bit more time? Absolutely. I wish we would have.
Yeah.
I wish we would have had a little bit more time to pour into each other. Each couple pour into each other. Or the next time we do it, though, bro, the next time we do it, we won't be in separate tables. I like the separate tables in the beginning, but the next time I want us to be together.
Yeah.
Right?
That's gonna be nice. Well, we looking forward to it.
We're gonna put it together right now. I'm trying to work on something with the Greater Man Foundation, but that's not the question. Here's the question I got, and then we're gonna get off of here. What advice at 13 years of marriage would you? You've already said some powerful things. Would you two say is the one thing to keep in your marriage that will sustain the momentum, even in the midst of the storms that we go through?
Well, what I've learned is being honest even when it hurts. There's a scripture that talks about, we talked about tonight, about temper love with mercy. Is that what you were talking about?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I just admonish anybody that if as long as you're true to yourself, be true to your spouse, even when it hurts. I'm telling you, man. Sometimes she'll bring some stuff to me because I'm just a free spirit. I love helping everybody and this and that. And something she told me, I wrote her this note. Text her and said, honey, I know I disappointed you because I got home, I was tired, I was hurting, my back was hurting, and this, that, and the other. And I just need you to, be patient with me and blah, blah, blah. And then later on she says, well, you sacrifice your body when you're out there helping all them people.
Better know it.
When you're in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't I get the same thing? Man, if that thing didn't cut me to shreds.
Ooh, Father.
And I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm out here, giving away food and helping people with houses and all this kind of stuff there. And I can barely walk. And I get home and I'm no good to her.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I expect her to accept me not wanting to sacrifice
come on
my pain and stuff for her?
Jesus sacrifice. Yes.
So that's how you keep your marriage. That's how you grow. That's how you keep that momentum, is recognizing when something is not right and it's brought to your attention. Don't don't answer it right away. Think about it, because a lot of times we blurt out stuff that we shouldn't blurt out. Right. Sometimes we'll carve out our time. Like if there's something hot and heavy she wants to talk about and I'm not ready for it, I said, you know what? We have nothing to do next or tomorrow at a certain time. Let's table that until then. So then one time she did something and I was hot as fish grease. Okay. And I didn't say anything. And I had time to communicate with God about my response. And for her to say, I really appreciate you doing that. That made it so that, because there's three things that people want to do. They want to be heard, they want to be hugged, or they want to be helped.
That's good.
That's what, you know what I'm saying? And you got to know the difference and when to that's my advice. My advice is to be honest with yourself, and communicate with your spouse. Don't be afraid to say anything. Because that's your best friend. This is my best friend.
I ain't scared to say nothing. I ain't never been scared to tell the truth.
Don't look, please
I
don't.
My wife all the time. The only thing she can do to hurt me is leave me. See, that's it. So me telling you the truth, all you gonna do is leave. If I done something crazy. So I ain't never been scared of the truth.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'm going to say is to have a forgiving heart. Because sometimes even in this marriage, we may do something that may not please the other, and you got to have a heart to forgive. And I always think about when I go to God and ask him for forgiveness. Now, he ain't really got to forgive me, but he do it anyway because he loves me so much, because he sees so much on the inside of me. And God wants us to see our spouse like he sees them. So that is something that I had to learn, because I was not willing to be forgiven. I'm not gonna lie. I was ready to have a hard heart and ready to whoop some behind. Okay. I'm just being honest. But I praise God for what he has done in my heart. Even more, I still got some more areas in my heart that got to be perfected. The word of God said, I will perfect that which concerneth you. So I'm like, God, help me even more. But I'm just so grateful for that. And I'll tell anybody, learn to have a forgiving heart. Because when your time comes, if you mess up, you want God to forgive you. So you got to understand, it works both ways.
That's good. Wow. This has been an awesome hangout, y'all. Y'all
Yes.
have dropped some gems and some nuggets on today.
So have
Where
you all.
all of us can walk away saying, "Oh, I can pick this up and use this tomorrow." Y'all, thank y'all so much for your time and your words of wisdom as y'all talked with not only us, but everybody that's listening on Facebook and YouTube from today and on. It's gonna be out there. So thank y'all so much for everything. Um, we're gonna have to do this again.
Yes.
We really have to do this. You guys have I can speak for Brown. I'm gonna speak for Brown. Very impactful to me and my family. Been such. My mother loves him. He has always helped her with radio, helped, you know what I'm saying, helped her get there. He's always been there when we needed stuff for my daughter, when she was just getting started doing the toys, and always wanted her to be involved, always involving me and my family when it came to whatever it is. Got us started getting in the communities, bring food. If you guys doing anything in the community, here's food for you guys to do that. He has always been instrumental in the development and the growth of me and even my family. And a lot of times what happens is you don't get presented your flowers, right?
That's
You don't
true.
get presented your flowers as number one, as a man, number two, as an older, mature man that sees value in a younger man and what I'm doing with my family.
Mm.
And you never heard me say this is you've never heard me say this, but I have always admired you and always looked up to you. You remind me of my brother Teddy Baker. Teddy Baker was the one that when I needed for him to put his finger in my chest as a friend or as a big brother, he did. An Apostle Tigney, that's in Tucson, Arizona. There's only three men who've ever been able to get me in a position where if I'm wrong, you need to get it together. And Teddy
Mm.
was, you need to breathe new air. When he gave me that scenario, changed my life. It
Wow.
changed my life on how I saw my marriage. That sometimes we got to get out of the norm and be able to breathe new, fresh air in order for me to see her in the light in which God wants me to see her in. But
Wow.
back to you is it's not often that we find men of your caliber that has a great name in the city. Look, I've never heard nothing bad about you. And we're in the city a lot. I've only heard the great things of what Brown brings to the table. Brown is this, Brown is that, Brown is this. So as a younger man, to an older man, mature man, a graceful man, is I want to say thank you for being an example to us as number one, community based. Number two, I know you love your wife. I know you love your. I'd have thought you guys, if I didn't know you, really know you, I'd have thought you guys were married 50 years. I really would. Not because of what it looks like,
Woo.
but only because of what the surface looked like.
Right.
The surface looks like he has got through all of the fire and brimstone of what early marriage looked like, and has been a staple husband that his wife could love him unconditional, without judgment or whatever. But that comes with being a good man, and the community sees you. Sees you the same light as what your wife sees you, but she just loves you. The world gets a chance to be in your presence, in your aura, but your wife gets to be enamored by you. Your wife gets to be listen, suffocated by you. Your wife gets to get all of those things. But we as young men who are striving to be the best husband we can be, see you as the example of what that looks like. And I personally, okay, when nobody else say, I personally am grateful that God allowed us. So I don't even remember how. I think you met my wife and daughter first. I don't remember, but or my mother. I don't know if it might have been my mother you met first or
Yeah.
somebody else. But you've always been a staple, uh, and I appreciate you. I'm
Oh.
grateful to you, and I, as a young man, honor you with my words of affirmation. You are you are the epitome of what it looks like to be a man of integrity, a man of honor, a man that will sacrifice himself. You just talked about it. Sacrifice himself for those around him, and even have to go home and learn how to re-sacrifice for your wife. You just heard it here, and how that looks. I mean, that's inspiring for younger married couples to know that I can't give the world more than I give my wife. There's no way.
Amen.
There's no way I could give, but I know the world sees in him. He's always at the right place, and he's never not put us in a situation where we win. He's never not been put us in a situation where we can be seen. A lot of what you see now, social media wise or whatever else, is because he started the roller coaster. He gave us here's the word. he gave us the momentum to
Wow.
Mhm.
get to some of the places and meet some of the people because number one, he had to see us as an integrous
Yeah.
couple,
Right.
right? He had to see us that way first, but he had to be in a position where I'm going to take them if I'm going to take them where I'm going.
Wow.
I don't even know them that well, but where I'm going to take them with me because I see something in them that makes me want to keep them in my circle.
But
Not that they can like some other folks that know us now, they want to take advantage of J and K or think we got this and he had us when we was struggling.
Wow.
He came in our life when he said, "All you gotta do is sponsor. What am I gonna sponsor you with? I get 1 penny. What you gonna do with it? Because I barely got that right now
yeah.
in the early stages." But he said,
Oh,
"Here's this. Let me help you with this. Here's some advantages." So again, back to what I was saying. I honor you. I respect you. I love you. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that. I love you because I know you to be a man that is about everybody. You want to see everybody win, and that's my style. I love that, and to have somebody older that I can look up and be like, man, I'm striving to be what I see in him. I may not know the inside story. I may not know some of the shortcomings, and I don't. But I know what I see when I see him. When he walked through my door, I already know he's gonna be smiling. He got something funny to say. He's gonna give me a word of encouragement. He's gonna open up the back of the truck and say, "I got this in here. You want it?"
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
so again, I want to say, and Marie, you got a wonderful husband. I know we're still learning each other. But you've always been a woman of integrity as well.
Oh,
You
praise God.
always. I've never seen you. I've never seen you angry. I've never seen you out of character. I've never seen you not be, not be a woman of valor.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot of times, what we run into
That
as
Ruby.
that a lot of times what we run into is we see we see marriages where their wives are the diamonds, right? They're just something
Mm-hmm.
to look at. But
Mm-hmm.
when you got a ruby, the ruby is more valuable than
Wow.
what you get in the diamond.
yeah.
Wow.
The diamond has all these little cuts to it, but a ruby only has a specific a specific cut, and you have to be of that cut in order to even be in the area of value of
Wow.
what the ruby is. My wife has to be of value to even be in your presence. She
Mm.
can't be a diamond. A diamond is something that you have to get bigger in order for it to get value. But a
Wow.
ruby gains value by the being in the
Mhm.
same presence of a
Mhm.
of a ruby. So
Wow.
you being who you are, and my wife being able to be around you, and there's some other married couples out here that she has also been, and I admire that because my wife is quiet. Y'all know that my wife don't say nothing. For her to be able to be in a position of like when she likes somebody, I have to look at that as what is the value of her liking a you, and
Wow.
it's because of the value that you bring. You are a woman. Every time I see, just like you, Brown, you say you saw her gliding. That's how I've always seen her. I've never seen her not in a level, and I'm not putting you on a pedestal. I'm not doing
Right,
that.
right,
I'm
right.
just
I
saying what I
understand.
see. When I came to the hospital that time, me and I don't forgot who I had on the food truck. When we was at Black Eyed Peas, we was sitting across from each other. Um, when matter of fact, here's one that got me, bro. When we was at Secure the Bag, and you said nephew, come on here and put that lotion on your. You remember that? Let me put this. But watch this, watch
Oh,
this, watch
yes.
this, watch this, watch this. When she did that to me, it says, man, she values me enough that she wouldn't allow me to walk around these people not in a position of uh, excellence.
Mm-hmm.
That she wouldn't allow me or my family to be talked about. But man, that J and K, they got it all together. But you see his ashy elbows, you see the
I forgot about that Oh my
But
God.
to the average person, that's small. But
Mhm.
to me, that's this because
Wow.
you saw me.
Mm,
You
mm,
saw
mm,
me. You
mm,
saw me at a point where I'm gonna use this analogy, but it's not true. But I'm gonna
mm,
use it. You
Mhm.
saw me at a low place, and because you saw me, let me get you right. Let me help you. Let me help you right here a little bit. And this just between me and you. Don't nobody got to know.
Mhm.
mhm.
Don't nobody
Oh,
got to know. This just
wow.
between me and you. Let me make sure that you're seen in the statue of who you are, and
Mm,
nobody has anything negative to say about your shortcomings. That's powerful.
wow.
That's powerful.
That's powerful.
Wow.
But it's because of the marriage that you guys have and the integrity that you two bring to each other. It has to overflow to other married couples. And
Mm,
we're now, because we're in your presence, you won't let us fall short.
mm,
It's not in our DNA to do that,
mm, mm.
But I appreciate that so much. For you
Wow.
and I always tell people, I always look. Y'all don't know this, but I always tell people, when I call to do this on the phone, they answer my call. I said I feel special. They ain't talking about riding a little yellow bus either. Um, you know, and it's just and Kiana is like one of us. We
Mhm.
it we she just we just love her and love you guys so much. Every time,
Amen.
whenever I have something, the first person I know I got other people to give it to, but I just always say, "Do you need something?" You know, but that's just a part of um, what God has created. Because I used to tell people, if you know my backstory, you won't even want people won't even want to talk to me. You know, and that's why I'm so glad that there's a song that says He looked beyond my faults,
Mm,
Right.
but I would say He looked right at them
Uh-huh.
and still gave me what I needed. You know,
mhm.
and at almost 67 years old, I'm in a place now where I'm learning more. You know, that's why I said when y'all said counseling, every married couple should still go to counseling. If marriage is good, still go, keep it working. But I just thank God in advance for the millionaires that we're looking at right now.
Amen. Amen.
This time, this time
Amen.
next year, this time next year, y'all going to be in a place that in Malachi it says that you won't have room enough to
Receive.
receive.
Hmm.
Okay, and I asked God for something this year that I knew that I really wanted Him to do, and God just granted that wish. I said I want more. I want enough, more than enough income that my wife doesn't have to bother her paycheck, and God did it.
Yeah.
That's not bragging. That's what showing what
That's what
prayer
a husband's supposed to do.
can
I
do.
ain't doing it
You know
right
what I'm
now. I need
saying?
her check too.
Yeah, because she had said something one time before that, and she wasn't trying to be facetious or make me feel bad, but she was like in her other marriage, he said he took care of everything, so I didn't have to do anything. And then I was looking at, man, I need you to help me with this, that, and the other, and that thing stuck with me, you know. And as of August 2026, my wife don't have to bother her paycheck
Mm,
ever,
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
ever. And I thank God that He answered that prayer, and
see
that's
that thing
exactly
there?
what you
See
spoke.
that
That
thing
you
there?
spoke that thing that at the date night about becoming a millionaire, and I felt that when you said it
Yep.
because it's going to happen.
Yes,
Just
sir.
put your seatbelt on, Tanya. Get all your accounting stuff. You up and talk to the Moon Group. To tell her Miss Moon it's about to get real.
About to get
Right.
crazy out here. Man, I
I
Right.
thank
appreciate it,
God
man.
in advance for
Amen.
everything that you have asked God for.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yep.
Thank you.
That closes us out.
Y'all, it's been a pleasure.
They're a blessing.
When you Brown, didn't you get us in Praise in the Park
Yes.
many moons ago to
Yes.
serve you remember that year?
Mm-mm.
The year you found out.
Oh yeah, I found out I was diabetic. It
That's
was you
how
that got us in there with April.
With April, yes, that was
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You know, I messed
Mm.
that one up. So that's when I found out I was diabetic.
Ah,
That was in our early stages where we were. When I say we were broke in business, we were broke.
oh wow.
But it was an opportunity to be amongst.
Mhm.
You know, we fed 40 artists. That's the first time we ever was at a capacity of feeding celebrities capacity. But I dropped the ball because I didn't have the right equipment.
Mm.
I was listen. I was peeing every 5 minutes because I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't figure out why am I peeing so much? What's going
Yeah.
on? My
Yeah.
eyes were blurry. The wind was blowing the fire from under the little warming things we had. So the food was cold. Bobby Jones and who else was it? Bobby Jones
Bobby Jones and
and somebody else literally almost cussed me out for having cold food at their event for those artists because literally I couldn't focus. I was
right.
every 5 minutes. As soon as I drink something, I'm in the wood line, going to the wood line. Come back, the fire's out. So I'm trying to light the fire, but before I can get the fire lit, I'm shaking my leg trying to run to the wood line again. Came home, listen, got home that night. Got home that night, wet the bed. I mean, when I say I soaked our bed, I soaked it. I said, man, something is going wrong with me. Take me to the emergency room, right? I thought I was dying, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I couldn't
Wow.
see. You're diabetic. Your glucose is 700, 800, something
Woo.
like that. So I'm surprised you weren't in a coma. I mean, it was rough. But I didn't know that was you that got us in.
Yeah. And when Dietrich Haddon asked, he said, I need your best caterer. I need your best people to make sure I knew who to call.
You
So
got us in there.
we did Dietrich Haddon 2 more times after that.
Mm-hmm. See?
Matter of fact, he had me to come to Richmond. I had to drive the food truck to Richmond. And then I came back to the Rock Church. Yep, the next day.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah, Brown got us at those big gigs.
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that was you, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was my skill set, but I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you thinking of me. Yeah, man. That was yeah. Okay, cool.
Always.
Build this thing.
Always.
Almost an hour and a half.
All right.
This thing, man. Get off of here. Hey, listen. My name is Kelvin.
And I'm Latanya.
And we're the Dooley. And this is Marriage, Business, and Ministry. Browns, we love y'all so much.
We love y'all too.
Get off of this thing so we can go to sleep, man.
Have a good one.
You too. Right,
Thank you.